Hi everybody, Maria here, just popping in to do a little video for you on this card here as requested. So this is actually using the new fab slimline embossing folder from Lisa's bundle for TV. So this one is called Crazy Paint. It's amazing that all of them, I think there's about 6 and they are all super fab, but this one, as soon as I got this folder, I knew the first thing that I wanted to do with this. It really is an absolute corker. Okay, so let me tell you quickly what we're going to need. It's a really easy technique, this, it really is. So things we're going to use: some ink pads. So I've gone with a couple or three of my oxide. So I've just gone with just nice bright colours, so this bright colour show through. So I've gone with these ones here: picked raspberry, mustard seed and salty ocean, but any colours are going to work really nicely. Okay, I've got some brushes as well to apply that. I've also going to use my black soot oxide as well to black these areas out. Okay, that's that bit. Then what do we need? So we need some card. So I've got a piece of, I'll measure this when we get going in a second. So this is stamping card. So Lisa's super smooth, whatever is going to be okay for that. We also need a little spare bit of card because we're going to ink these pieces here. I've used a 7-inch card blank, so I've got one of those ready as well. Other card that we're going to use, let's see, just to sort of mat and layer and so forth. So I've got some metallic, and oh, there you go, look at that, that's my ink pads, and that's my paints. What have we got over there? There's all my pens. Okay, and a piece of black as well. I like a bit black card. So we've already mentioned the folder, the Crazy Paint folder. I haven't got the packaging for this, I'm afraid, because Lisa sent me the very first one that came through. So how lucky am I? Then also for our beautiful letters here, there's this set here, which is called Layered Words, Happy Stamps and Dies. This is brilliant because it's got this fab combination. So in here we've got a really cool set of stamps, so it covers so many things, it really does. Just tons and tons of things. These very useful. And then the dies, now I'll show you the dies in a minute because I've actually got mine lined up on some pieces of card ready to cut, but I will show you when we come to that, I promise. But this is basically what we've got in the set. Okay, so that's a really cool set. So let me just put those stamps in there so they don't go astray, and I think that's it, and we're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to pop that over where I can see it. So my piece of card, now I said I'd give you the measurements, didn't I? So let me just double check myself. I think we're on 13.5 by 15 centimeters, but I will just check. So what have you got? 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, so 13.5 by just under 15. This is going to be fine. Yeah, just under 15 there. And then we're going to put this into panels, you see. Okay, right, so let's make a little start with that and our inks. So let's go with picked raspberry first of all. Okay, and we don't need to worry about sort of neat blending and so forth. We just literally want to cover the card with beautiful bright colour. Okay, so don't worry about that. So let's just get some of that in on here. The other thing that you can do, if you would like to, is you can cut this into the 3 strips ahead of time, and then you can see what colours you've got on each of the strips. I'm kind of visualising it because I think, so I'm going to cut sort of here, so I get that on 2 sides there, and then down here. So I've kind of got a bit of an idea, but there's no science to it. There's no right or wrong way. I'm just thinking if we can sort of try and get some of the yellow on each of the pieces, basically. All right, and it's yellow, it's some of each of the colour. Okay, so some of that lovely salty ocean, and then when I come in with the mustard seed, what will happen then is we'll get obviously the yellow, but if we overlap there then we'll get other little shades as well. So we get kind of greeny shades and then lovely kind of sort of orangey shades there as well. There we go. So I am quite happy with that. All right. So, and then while you've got your inks out, what you can do on a spare piece, if you want to ink another spare piece, okay, let me show you. I'll just reach across and show you my spare piece here. So look, I haven't inked it quite as bright. It doesn't really matter. So this is for to be able to die cut the sentiments. All right, so if you want to ink that at the same time as you're doing this, then great. If you don't, just whatever is fine. Right, so I'm going to chop these pieces up now. Here we go. So what we've got is 13.5, and the reason that I've gone shorter along here than I have with the length is because we're kind of sort of separate these, and we're going to have just a little gap in between them. So by the time we spread those out, just that little bit, and I've allowed sort of 0.5 centimetre here and there, then what's going to happen is then it's going to be as long as the length, okay, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do here then, it was 13.5, I'm going to cut at 9, okay, so I've taken off 4.5 centimetres, and then I'm going to come in at 4.5 centimetres. Here we go. All right, if you can see that. So then what I've got here, let's just get this big old thing out of the way. There we go. So now what we've got is our 3 evenly sized pieces like so. Okay, so now for the fun bit. Okay, so we're going to bring the folder. Here we go. Right, now on this folder there's 2 sort of sides to this. There's the kind of emboss and deboss. It's sort of the back and the front, and with all embossing folders you're going to get a slightly different look depending on which side you're going to use. So what I want is I want lots of bright spaces here, and there's a big splat here that I particularly love. It's hard to see on, let me see if I can show you. It's only a bit of black or something. See that? So to see, I love that. I really love that. So what I can see there, this is the deboss. This is down lower, okay, and over here the corresponding bit, this is higher. All right, so when this side of the folder comes across and meets this one, these are the bits that are going to be proud. This is kind of going to be the back. All right, so this is the side that I would like to ink up with my ink, okay, because when I ink up with this ink like this, all right, now don't panic because this is black ink. I know some of you will be having palpitations now. Honestly, don't. This is going to wash off, I promise you. I'll show you. But if I ink up over here now, can you see that there's no ink going into that part? Brilliant. So what that means is when I come to emboss this now, this bit is not going to be black. I'm going to get my beautiful bright colour there. But you know, it's trial and error. If you do it wrong, we've used a bit of card and a little bit of ink, haven't we? All right, so do it again, and you know what, you might like the look that you get from there. So let me just pop that there, get rid of that. Oh, there you go, look at that, love it. And then all we're going to do is emboss. So we want this ink to this ink, okay? So now on this, I know that I can't get all 3, but I do know I can get 2. So what I'm going to do here, the first, let's see, let's just pop that there, and then the next piece, sit next to it. Okay, try to get them straight down rather than jiggling around. Okay, so we're going to bring the lid over there, lovely, and I'm going to just run this through my machine. Okay, just bear with me a second. Wait till you see that. It's like, oh, the transformation is gorgeous. I love it. Here we go. Right, clattering and banging around. There we go. So then what we've got, look at that, look, isn't that amazing? Isn't it just so cool? I love it. And you can see that we've got this beautiful big splatter. So we've got the other piece here, okay, you can see that's just Oh, it's pretty colours, but when you do that to it, isn't that fab? I love it. Right, so we need to do same again. All right, so all our ink pretty much is spent, so we need to get some more ink on there, and I'm just sort of inking up the whole thing, because although I'm only using a small piece of card, you never quite know which bit of that you're going to sort of use, so I just find it easier to ink up the whole piece. And again, I want that beautiful splatter, so I'm going to pop this one right there. Okay, bring that across, and same again, I'm just going to pop that through my machine here. There we go. Okay, fab. And then when we open that, we've got the other piece, we've got the 3 pieces. So now what we've got, obviously we've got ink all over the folder. We've got some on this side now as well, because of where we didn't have card. Honestly, it's absolutely fine. I mean, if you sort of the arty persuasion, you might want to spritz this with water and throw a piece of card through it, emboss a piece of card and see what you get. You might like it. I do that a lot. I'm just putting the lid on that because I know what's going to happen. So, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to clean it, okay? So you can see that it cleans off lovely. All right, so please don't worry about, and your fingers as well, they're only fingers, you'll be all right. So here we go, let's do this side. Just give it a rub, spray of water, just good old-fashioned corporation pop. There we go, and on that side as well, and just a lovely rub. There we go. And if you do get any in the crevices, then I always have a toothbrush that I use for crafting. Like, I can reach it on my desk. Look, there you go. And it says on not teeth. Like, you would pick that up and use it on your teeth, but best be safe than sorry. All right. So that is now beautifully clean and ready to do your lovely clean embossing techniques. So let's see what we've got. Let's get rid of that. Let's have some clean paper. All right, so we've got our 3 pieces here, which I absolutely love. Okay, and we can spin them around. Now I'm going to leave them that way. Any way you want is fine. So we've got those. So let's mount those up. Let's make a start on that. So I've just got an A4 piece of black card. Now you can do this in one piece, or you can do these in little separate pieces. What I've done for this is I've actually just used one panel, just stuck them on in one panel. I have a feeling possibly that the original example, which I sent off to Lisa for TV, I think I may have done it in separate pieces, you know, sort of cut this off and then done each one cut separately. I can't quite remember, but it doesn't matter for this, because I just want a nice quick video for you, because sometimes when you see a cool technique, you just want to get to the bones of it, don't you? And I certainly do anyway. I'm like, right, okay, great, I know what I'm doing. I want to get on and get my inks out and have a go myself. So you don't want to see me wittering on and doing unnecessaries. So we're going to do it the quick way. So glue wise, this, I haven't got any Lisa's fabulous new glue yet. I missed the boat on that. So I'm just using some old glue that I've got. It'll be fine for this. But I'm certainly looking forward to getting my hands on a bottle of Lisa's. Here we go. Right, so those are on there. Let's bring in my big old trimmer again. We'll chop this down a bit. Let's try and avoid hitting wires, Maria. There we go. Right, so just going to chop that down. We're not doing any of that measuring malarkey. We're just doing it by eye. There we go. Yeah, I'll take a tiny bit more off there. There we go. All right, and then down at the bottom. There we go. Let's have a look a bit more. If in doubt, don't take off quite as much as you think you need to take off, and then you can always trim a bit extra. Right, so that's that. Okay, and then let's get rid of that black, and then we've got some mirror card here as well. Now let me just move that for a minute. And I think what we need here, rather than a wet glue, because of the mirror card being sort of non-porous, the glue will it'll just slide around. It will dry eventually, but we want this just to dry quite quick. So I'm going to use some red liner tape. Okay, it's nice and strong, and it'll stick straight away. So just bear with me a little second, and here we go. Right, so let's get that backing off. Here we go. Come on, off we come. Nearly there. That's it. Okay, throw your bits on the floor. I've tidied my craft room and it looks great, but I haven't yet hoovered. That was my next job, but I thought, well, I'll come and have a little chat with you fine folks first, throw some more stuff on the floor, and then I'll hoover. That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Right, here we go. So we've got our mirror card. There we go. That's a little tiny bit wonky, and if I leave it, it'll drive me mad. There we go. It's better. I'm not going for exact, as I say. I'm just sort of, just so you've got the idea. There we go. That'll do. Right, so let's get on then with our sentiment. So what we have got over here is some bits and bobs. So on here, all right, I've gone with, say, just ink the card. So we've got the happy. So this is going to cut out the individual letters there that are on the top. Okay, and it's also going to cut out this little layer here. And then what I've done with the other layers, I've gone the opposite of what I've done on the original. So on this one, whereas I've gone on black and then silver, on this one what I've done is I've laid them out. So we're going to go on to silver and then on to black, and then we'll see which one you like best. So what you've got here is this die here is the largest one. Okay, so that is this beautiful silver layer right behind everything, and then a little bit smaller, where here I've got the black, is this one. Okay, and that's going to sit on top of this one, and then our coloured letters are going to sit on the top. So let me grab my cutting plate here, and we'll pop all of these bits onto, fit them on the plate, because we're just going to do this in one go. There we go. That's absolutely fine. They're all going to fit on there. So again, just bear with me while I throw this through, not literally, through my machine. Here we go. Let's go. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's put that there so we've got something to look at. Here we go. So let's see. I've chanced it. I've just run that through just one time. Sometimes I just run things through twice, just in case. But we'll see. Can always put things through another time if need be. Here we go. So look how lovely is that. So that one's going to sit on there. Okay. So let's make sure that I put my dies back where they need to be, so just in one place. Okay, we've got this layer here. Okay, let's get that tape off. That's it, lovely. And then we've got our birthday. So let's take the tape off that. This is lovely. I like this. This is actually two dies together, what I've done is I've stuck the two dies together with tape, but these will actually separate, look, into two, okay, but I prefer to cut them together, so I'll make sure there's some tape to enable me to do that. If you are cutting two dies together like that, then do be sure, don't chance it without tape. Honestly, if they move just a little bit, you're going to damage your dies. It's really not worth it. Look after your dies because they're beautiful. There we go. And then we've got our happy, so our individual letters on here. Here we go, look, so we've got H, A, what was that programme years ago? What was it? R-M-A-J-P-P-Y, R-M-A-J-P-P-Y, I know I am, I'm sure I am, R-M-A-J-P-P-Y. That was, I don't know, what was that? It was something like Open All Out, you know, that sort of programme. It was kind of one of those, but I can't remember what it was. Am I singing lovely? You love it, you know. Right, here we go. So that's our bits and pieces. So we're going to stick those together. So these ones are just nice and easy because it's a bigger piece. So that is going to go on there, like so. Okay, here we go. It'd help if you could see, wouldn't it? Okay, now these ones, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little piece of cellophane, so some old packaging. I did have one ready somewhere and half used. Oh, here we go. Let's use the half used one. So what I do with this is I just squidge a little bit of glue on there and then give it a bit of a rub like that. Okay, oh look, we made a butterfly. And I'm going to take this and just pop this onto the glue, just press it on lightly like so, and then I'm going to pop that onto here. There we go. Give it a bit of a jiggle round if it's not quite straight. Okay, that's that one. And again, we've got our letters. I'm going to cough, you know, give me a second. Here we go. I'm done. So we've got our little letters. So again, look, just going to pop those on, pick up some of that glue and bob those into place. Nice and easy. There we go. And then hopefully you're not going to get lots and lots of glue, she says, wiping it off. There we go. Thank heavens for dry clear glue, yeah? There we go. But you know what I mean, you know, if you try to put just a tiny bit on the back of these, you're not going to get a tiny bit, you're going to get a massive bit and it's going to squidge out. Whereas the tiny bits that we're getting here are not going to impact on your project, so don't worry. There we go. One last letter. Okay, let's get that in place. There we go, that's lovely. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's get rid of that. We'll bring our card in. Okay, so we've got our card blank. What we've done with that, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. There it is, here it is, here it is. Make sure which way it opens. Yay. So let's stick things down. So again, I'll just go with my glue here on the back of this lovely piece. I'm going to pop that on. So the card front. There we go. And then we're going to pop our sentiments on. So where do you want it? I mean, look, we could go right in the middle if we want. I'm avoiding other embellishments on this, because this one is about the really cool, this beautiful look. So I don't want to overload this. So it could go in the middle if you want. Let's do it in the middle, because on the other one I haven't, and then you can see both, and then you can kind of decide which one you prefer. Right, let's get a couple of pads on here. There we go. Get one more in the middle, and then let's get some on here as well. There we go. More in the middle. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll pop this one in the middle. I think this would be a cool card for, well, obviously anybody arty, because it's like crazy paint, but also because of the bright colours. I think it'd be great for kids of any, even like teenage boys, because it's I just think it's got quite a cool look. There we go. So we'll pop that one below there. Hopefully that's sort of straight. There we go, and we are done. So which sentiment do you like best? Down the bottom or in the middle? In the middle or down the bottom? Okay, you have a go. Do it your way. Okay, so don't forget, this is about the beautiful new slimline embossing folders from Lisa, our lovely Lisa Horton of Lisa Horton Crafts. So these are actually launching as we are today. This is Friday, I think we're Friday the 29th of April or something. And this is going to be on TV. So there are about 6 of these. There's a beautiful log one. There's some postmarks. There's quite a few Hessian, but this one is crazy paint, and I love it. So don't forget to grab those and add those to your crafty stash. So thanks for joining me. Take care, and I'll hope to see you again soon. Bye.